Y'all, this has to be one of the most boring vacations in all of Housewives history. What's going on, y'all? I'm coming at you guys today with a review of The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 5, Episode 17, 50 Shades of Betrayal. So we're winding on down with this episode. I gotta say, I'm really just ready for the reunion, to be honest, at this point. But we started this episode where we see, basically like last week, where we see Giselle, Ashley, and Robin talking down by the pool, and they're basically letting Ashley know that if she goes ahead and writes that statement, then her and Candace's relationship is done. And Ashley doubles down and says that she basically doesn't care. Like, she's doing this to get some get back at Candace. And she also reveals that she wants to have a dominatrix party where everybody wears leather and lace, and she's finally going to tell Candace that she's going to write the statement on Monique's behalf. So then the girls, everybody's down, they're in their bathing suits, and they all meet in the lobby because they're about to go to, I believe they're about to go to the beach. And Candace in the confessional states that, you know, she doesn't really know how to move with Ashley, but for the most part, she's ready to let bygones be bygones. So we thought. So the girls, they go on down to the beach, and then they decide to play Candace's song. They're just like jumping around and partying around, and they even make a little impromptu music video to Candace's song. I gotta say, that remix really like did it justice. It kind of reminded me like back in the day where P. Diddy did the remixes, and they were completely different from the actual song, and sometimes better than the original song. So kudos to you, Candace. So they sit down, and Giselle asks, Giselle first says that she's proud of Candace's composure, but then she asks, like, how does she feel about Karen right now? And Candace honestly doesn't really know if she can, like, trust Karen, because basically she doesn't like the fact that she's supporting Monique. And I'm just like, again, why do you care? Like, everybody else on this show was pretty much on your side, Candace. Like, Monique, like, it's like she wants everybody to completely ice Monique out. And that's really what everybody else is doing. But Karen is like, no, I still care about this girl. So, like, just because you don't have just because you don't have Karen and Ashley on your side doesn't mean, like, you don't have supporters. Like, why do you care so much about Karen being neutral when she's friends with both of y'all? But we then, later on, we see the girls, they go down to dinner once again, because that's all they do in this vacation is go to dinner. And then the girls also, they proceed to question Karen again on her drinking. And Karen, once again, is not trying to drink around y'all because you guys run and tell all her business every time. Or she can't control not telling her business when she's drunk. So she has you guys' card. That's why she doesn't want to drink around you girls. So Robin, they kind of like proceed to ask questions. And Robin asks if any of the girls have sent any their men nude photos. And everybody says no. And I'm just like, none of y'all are sending y'all man's nudes? Like, what kind of relationship is that? Like, where's the fun? So, and then Candace decides to pull her titty out of the dinner table and send the picture to Chris. And then Chris kind of just says, like, you girls are some clowns. Basically, he didn't care. So, the girls then go riding motorcycles and on sidecars. This is another activity, a part of their, like, all they've done on this vacation was go to dinner and ride rides and drink. They haven't really done anything in Portugal. They haven't really made me want to go visit Portugal. Like, I didn't see anything. Like, if I wanted to go to the beach, I could just go down to Galveston. Like, what is going on? Like, I feel like they didn't get the most out of this vacation. Like, or maybe they cut a lot of shit out, but I don't know. So they all sit down again, and they are at like a little poncha bar. And then Robin announces that her website is up for her embezzlement hat line. And then they notice that Karen's pictures isn't there, and then Robin basically says that, oh, well, Karen's pictures didn't turn out great. And Karen's sitting there just like, girl, I don't care. Like, Karen did not care about modeling them dollar store hats. Like, she had a hat in her confessional, she threw it on the ground. I'm like, good. Don't let anybody see you sweat. So they all go back to the hotel, and they once again have dinner, well, lunch basically. And then Ashley asks Giselle if Jamal is always like affectionate with her. And then Giselle proceeds to kind of like stutter a little bit. She's like, oh, well, he's usually September, spring, summer. She basically like says in so many other words that, like, yeah, he's like more affectionate than he's ever been. And she's happy that them two are like together in a relationship. And she's happy at the fact that them two are faking this relationship so that she can stay on the show because Giselle has nothing else going on in her life. So The other girls show up, and then Karen announces that she is launching a wig line. And then Giselle's hating ass in her confessional says, like, oh, so this girl has all these businesses. Like, first she's launching a perfume, and now she's launching a wig line. And then it's just like, Giselle, go drain your legs. Where is every hoe beauty at? Like, where is that at? Like, word on the curve is they pulled that line from Target because nobody was buying it. And then you never see her promoting it either. So it's just like, don't be like Nene and not have businesses set up. Like, Karen knows what she's doing. She saw what happened to Nene and she's like, I'm the oldest girl on this show. I need to have something before I am iced out like she is. And Giselle, this is why nobody likes you. Like, nobody likes you, Giselle. Like, you're a hating ass bitch. You have nothing going on for yourself. You put down other women that have other things going on for themselves. You don't support anybody unless it, like, she just gives me like an Evelyn Lozada team. Just a girl that just relied on her looks her entire life, doesn't really have anything going on for her, and she hates on anybody that's doing something better than her or one-upping her because she feels like, oh, I'm the prettiest, so I should have the most in the group. Like, I should be the queen of this, when she doesn't even know how to put the work in or even work anything from the ground up. Like, I do not like Giselle. This is why nobody was fooling with you at Cynthia's wedding. You lied at Cynthia's wedding, and you said that you left because everybody was taking off their mask, when really it was revealed that you left because everybody was giving Karen attention and nobody was talking to your ass. That's why you left, because nobody likes you. You are a snake in the grass. You're a lizard, Miss Gizzard. So after Karen then announces that she's going to have a launch event for her wig line, Robin is the first person to ask, like, well, is Monique coming? And then Karen's like, well, you know, just basically because, like, the timing is just not a good time for her to be around y'all. And I'm just like, Robin, like, what does this have to do with you? Like, what did Monique do to you, Robin? Like, are y'all all afraid that she's gonna beat y'all ass too? Like, what? Like, I don't understand why Robin and Wendy and Giselle are so focused on Monique not being around. Oh, I know, right? Because they're jealous of her. That's why. Not more so Wendy. I feel like Wendy just didn't like her because she's Team Candace. Candace brought her on the show, allegedly, so her loyalty is to Candace. But Giselle and Robin are some hating ass bitches. Like, truth be told, like, especially Giselle. Giselle didn't like her from the very beginning, and Robin just follows Giselle's lead. Anything Giselle does, Robin co-signs. So the girls, they go back to the hotel, they get ready, and then they all arrive at the dominatrix party. So Robin, when they sit down, Robin says that Karen looks like Cruella DeVille, and then Karen with a quick comeback says that Robin looks like a meth whore on the street, and everybody just like nobody was ready for that comeback, and it's like, don't start none, won't be none, Robin. So they play a game and they ask a bunch of fetish questions. And the main thing that stuck out to me was the fact that Karen says that she hasn't given Ray a blowjob in 2.5 years. And I can believe it, to be honest. She gave some other man a blowjob during those 2.5 years. But, like, let's be real. Like, who wants to be sucking on some geriatric dick? Like, I'll wait. But the girls, they kind of play around and then they just, like, getting drunk. Everybody's whipping each other. Everybody's feeling on each other. It's like a nice little sensual, sexy time. And then they sit down, and then Ashley talks about another story about how her and Michael had a threesome with a girl that they met at a concert. And then they play a flashback footage of her telling a similar story way back at the ranch before that fight happened, that they used to have threesomes with another girl that they met at this EDM fest. And it's just like, so this is what y'all do. Y'all go to concerts, and then whatever girl you find attractive, you kind of bring her home for the night. Basically, like, you scouting for Michael. Like, that's what it is. So Robin says for the first time that Robin then says that this is the first time the group hasn't had any tension whatsoever. And then it kind of ushers in Ashley to finally let the cat out the bag that she is going to support Monique and write a statement for her. And then Monique is dumbfounded and shocked by this. And then Wendy kind of steps in and asks, like, so were you doing this to assassinate Candace's character? And then Ashley says that no, she just wrote about the incident, that everything that happened in public. Basically, their fight that happened in Candace's house last season, and also at the reunion, and also with the Twitter spat that they had when Ashley was allegedly giving birth during. So Candace is just beyond pissed at this point. Like, she is just cussing out Ashley. Like, because let's be real, Ashley did this to get back at her. Like, she even admitted it. Like, Ashley felt some type of way about the way Candace came at her, because Candace has a slick mouth on her that a lot of the girls can't take, let's be real. And Ashley just wanted to get some give back at her. Like, Ashley and Candace, for some reason, they just never really liked each other. But my thing is, I feel like in the past, Candace was really willing to give Ashley a chance and really be on her side. But it was Ashley, her being an asshole, and the fact that, like, it's like she just kept on, like, pressing Candace the whole entire time. And Candace wasn't really trying to go there from what I remember. And then Candace kind of blew up at her own house, and where Ashley was still pressing her at. And a lot of people want to, like, forget that, because Ashley, like, a lot of people had a problem with holding Ashley accountable up until this season. So Candace is just beyond pissed. Ashley's sitting there. She doesn't really care. Like, she's unfazed. Like, this was literally just some get back. And then Wendy says that is some snake shit. And Ashley's just like, what? And then Wendy's like, that was some snake shit. And she's like, girl, like, honestly, I don't care. And then Ashley just gets up and leaves. Candace begins to cry, and she says, fuck you, as she walks off. And then Candace kind of shifts her attention towards Karen, because she's still mad at the fact that Karen is picking sides, basically. Like, not really picking sides, but Karen is still supporting Monique. And she's just basically like, how can you support her? Like, she's the one who beat my ass. Like, how can you support this girl? But I'm just like, last time I checked, Karen is a grown-ass woman. Like, I'm just sitting here like, Candace, what do you want Karen to do at this point? Like, it doesn't really, her support doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, because you both are in court for this situation. So her support really, it really doesn't matter. She said multiple times, I'm friends with both of you, I'm not choosing sides. And also, Karen in her confessional reveals that she saw Candace's statement, and Candace said that she threw the glass at Monique, so she wasn't being 100% honest with everybody else in the group. Now, to me, I didn't think that she threw the glass at Monique. I thought it was like an accident. Like, when Monique yanked her hair forward, I thought it like slipped out of her hand and just so happened to hit Monique. I mean, the fight happened so fast. That's what I saw. But since Candace admitted to throwing the glass at Monique, I guess we have to take that as course. But Karen reveals that because of that, basically that's why she looks at Candace a little differently and can't really give 100% of her support to either side, because both of them were wrong at the end of the day. Like, both of y'all were wrong. Like, y'all were wrong. Monique may have been more wrong, because in my opinion, Monique instigated it, but you both were wrong. So Karen says that she's still remaining neutral, and then everybody's pissed and everybody goes back to their rooms. So we see Candace and Ashley talking to their men back at the room. Candace is basically telling Chris about Ashley choosing to write a statement for Monique. Chris is pissed off, and then we see Ashley tell Michael about the whole entire incident, and Michael says he basically doesn't like Candace, like she's a liar. He doesn't like her or her husband. And this kind of starts this, like, to me, ushers in the beef that's about to take place. Like, they're going to come to blows by the end of the season, both Chris and Michael, and I can't wait to see it, to be honest. But those are my views on this episode. I give it about a 6 out of 10. It was, like, it wasn't, like, flat out boring, but I think it's mainly because their vacation was boring to me. Like, I just feel like they didn't get the most out of Portugal. And we finally got this scene with Ashley and Candace at the end, and it wasn't even really that eventful to me. Like, I understand this is real life, but I'm looking forward to next week's episode, though, and I'm definitely looking forward to the reunion. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, and stay tuned, because I'll be coming at you guys with some more content.